basketball mom for a little Momversation. Good morning, Yolanda. How are you?
I'm okay. Good morning.
Hey, thanks for waking up early and joining the show. I want to give people a little bit of background on your son, Trevon. He's been the team manager there for the Ocean City boys basketball team for the past couple of years. Autistic boy, so he has some limitations when it comes to athletics, but he's had a great time being a part of that team, and really a special night for you guys as Coach Bruno put him in the starting lineup on February 20th against Wildwood and gave him a shot to be the starter, and he got out there, he scored a basket, and what a thrill for him, and I know the rest of the team was just absolutely thrilled to be able to get him in the game and let him enjoy the varsity experience. What was that like for you as a mom? I mean, I know we spoke earlier this week, and you said there were a lot of tears that night, tears of joy for yourself and your family.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of tears of joy. It was overwhelming. It felt really good for my son to just feel like, a normal kid, not be, the autistic boy, the boy that's across here, the different boy, just be a part of the team, and he just wants to be like everybody else.
Now, go ahead.
It was a great night for him. I was so excited for him. I couldn't stop crying.
How excited was he to initially become a member of the basketball team? Coach Bruno allowed him to come on and sort of serve as the team manager and the guy who gets these guys pumped up before the game. How excited was he when he initially got to be on the team and wear that warm-up jersey and all that stuff? That's got to be a big thrill for a kid like Trevon.
Oh, yeah, it was great. He just loved being a part of the team, whether, like he played or he didn't. He just loved, being a part of it. It was a big deal for him. He just loves it. And they all treat him like, like family. Like just even yesterday, the girls played yesterday against Winslow, and he called me. He's like, "Mom, the girls are playing today. I want to stay for the team, stay and watch them play." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm assuming like he'd want to come home because the guys lost the other night, but he's like, "No, I want to stay." He just loves being a part of it. He loves supporting them all.
It was kind of cool. I was talking to Connor Laverty, who obviously is the star of the boys basketball team. He scored 1,000 points in his career and one of the well-known names in Cape Atlantic League basketball. And he was saying, how cool it was that Trevon has really come out of his shell the last couple of years. And, when he first met Trevon, he kind of shy, always looking down and wouldn't really make eye contact. And now he's one of those guys who's a part of the team. He's getting involved with team activities. And Connor was saying, it's really great to see a kid like that come out of his shell and be able to show people the kind of kid he is without being, so shy and reserved.
Yeah, Connor, he is a great kid, isn't he? It's just, it takes a lot for kids like Trey, to come around and open up and be expressive and stuff, but for them to be like kids like Connor, who's like his future is so bright. But kids like him, just embrace my son and just be so giving and open and treat him with respect and treat him just like their peer. It's awesome. It's so great. I'm so excited to see like how far Connor will go like in his future, like where he goes to college and like how talented he is, and all the other boys on the team too.
Yeah, there's really some great kids. I know we spoke about that earlier in the week. You're talking about kids like Garrett Jones and Sean Jamison, Noah Gillian. These are really well-rounded young men who take the time to be friends with Trevon and kind of bring him under their wing, and that's got to be a great feeling as a parent, because you never know how when you have a child with special needs how they're going to be accepted when they get into the high school setting. And it's I guess there's a lot of apprehension as a parent as to how your kid's going to fare, not only academically but socially, and there's a lot of different things going through your mind, and got to put your mind at ease a little bit to know that he's around these kids on a daily basis, and they're really a good influence on him.
Yeah, it does make me feel good, because when he was little, it made me nervous. I didn't want him to be teased. I didn't want his feelings to be hurt. Just like any other mom, you want your child to have the best life and the best experiences and everything. And for him to be in high school, and to be 17, and just to be loved, and just whenever my daughter will always tell me, "Hey Trevon, what's up, Trevon?" And they call him Trey, and just embracing him. And he's not much for words. He's not very expressive, and it's always hey, yeah, and he'll smile and throw up his hand, and it's amazing to for kids with special needs to be loved, and that's all most of them want anyway. They just want to be loved, and they just want to be like everyone else.
How much have you seen him change, when he's at home these last year or two, now that he's been involved with the high school basketball team down there at Ocean City? How much has he changed on a daily basis just in terms of his attitude and his interaction with family members and that kind of thing?
He's changed a lot. His maturity level, and he feels a responsibility also. Just like yesterday, he wanted to go support the girls. He didn't have to, but to me, it's like he felt like it was his responsibility since he's been on the team since last year. It was as if, I have to be there. It's like, they're counting on me. I can't let them down. Although he's there, just as the manager, he feels it's his responsibility. He has to be there. And it's, well, we lost today, or we're going to have a good game next time. Like, he'll talk about it, and, but not a whole lot, but he'll be expressive about, like, I have to be there. I have to, show support, and, we could do this, and we could, he really enjoys it.
That's awesome. I think a lot of people underestimate how much it means to certain kids just to be a part of an athletic program at a high school. I mean, a lot of times in the media, local media, we spend a good portion of what we do talking about the great players and the championship teams and all that kind of stuff. But when you get down to it, there's so many teams and so many different stories out there, so many athletes who, they're just so happy to be a part of a team and all the benefits that come along with that. And sometimes you forget, it's such an honor for some kids just to put on the jersey, even if they don't get a lot of playing time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for him to wear that jersey, although it was for the first few seconds that night, and he got the score, it was as if he was in the NBA in his mind. It was just yeah, it was like everything to him. It was just like the greatest moment. And the day before, when he got the jersey, he was like, I have a jersey, and I'm like, okay. I was like, are you gonna play? Yeah. And but this is all he could do was smile. He just could not stop smiling. I'm like, are you nervous? He's like, no. And he was just, just a smile alone, and just like, lit up my face. It was just so exciting. He
wasn't nervous for his first varsity start?
No, and I'm surprised. I'm like, you're not nervous? He's like, no. So we're just, it's okay. And
now
right.
he's Mr. Cool, right? Now he's on the varsity basketball team.
I know, right?
It's definitely great to see him sort of come out of his shell like that, and like you said, John Bruno obviously does a great job with that team, and he did a lot to get his freshman coach recognized this winter, who's retiring after 34 years, Paul McLaughlin. So he understands the high school experience and how much it means to different people. What was going through your mind when you actually got to that game and you see him, kind of run through the tunnel of boys as they announce the starters, and he's one of the guys. He's normally one of the guys giving the high fives, and for a change, he was the guy getting the high five. What was going through your mind at that point?
I'm going to start to cry. I'm sorry. When he ran through there, I had, through the kids coming in, I started crying and jumping up and down and screaming. Just like all the other parents, when their kids play, all the other moms, when their kids play, it being his first time, and he got to feel what the other kids feel and how they get to go through it. I was so excited for him, and I was jumping up and down. I'm screaming, I'm crying. I lost my voice that night. And it was just,
the Wildwood fans are probably like, who's this crazy lady?
Yeah. It was. I was just like, you. It's okay. You know what it feels like. You're one of them. And I was just, I was just overwhelmed. I kept saying, he probably couldn't hear a word I was saying, but I'm just screaming like crazy. And I have to say, Mr. McLaughlin, I love him. He's the most amazing. He was my teacher 20 years ago in high school.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was my math teacher, and he is the most amazing guy and such a sweetheart. I'm so proud of him. And Mr. Bruno, the most amazing guy too. It was his amazing idea to even let Trevon start. He asked me days earlier. He was like, "Is it okay?" I'm like, "Absolutely." He's my teacher too. And it was just I cannot move. I cannot ever move. They're just the greatest. it was just like the greatest school, just the greatest.
And really a great job by the Wildwood team as well, kind of allowing Trevon to get his space once he got on the court and giving him a chance to get some points. And, now he's in the stat sheet forever as a guy who scored some varsity points for Ocean City High School. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. That night I remember putting up a Facebook post saying how much I thank the Wildwood team and the coach for their patience and their kindness, just for letting him have that experience and that opportunity, because they really did not have to do that. Like, none of them did. And it was just, like, so gracious of everyone involved. I couldn't be more grateful.
Now, before we let you go, I just want to get your take on this. A lot of times I hear this, I'm in my early 40s, and a lot of times people my age, they say, oh, the kids aren't what they used to be. They're not like how they used to be. And I always say they're not, and that's a good thing. They're a lot better than we were in high school, in terms of their social awareness and being not sympathetic, but understanding of different situations that different kids have. And I think this is a great example of kids who are 16, 17, 18 years old really, really getting it and, understanding that allowing Trevon to play is going to go a lot further than whether they might have won or lost that game.
I completely agree. For kids, I give the highest respect to their parents for how they've raised these young men and women so far, especially for the school as a whole, because I'm old too. I'm 39. When kids my age, back then we didn't do that. It wasn't, kids weren't as gracious and as kind and, understanding then as they are now. So I agree with you. Yeah, things are different, and in certain aspects it's different for the better, because of how, they do treat each other. I mean, sometimes kids are still mean, but from what I see how my son is treated, it's a good thing how things are now, as far as like how kids are treated and how to respect it. And I think with them allowing him the opportunity, it made the biggest difference in his life so far, and it really made him feel good. It's something he'll cherish, and it's something that will help him, just like a kid who's uplifted. It takes them a long way with whatever they do as they grow.
Sure, no doubt. Yolanda, we're up against the break, but thank you very much for joining us and sharing your story of Trevon and his success there at Ocean City High School. We appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, that was Yolanda Henry, mom of Trevon Dorn, who is the basketball manager for Ocean City High School boys basketball team.